Anwen was her name. She was more beautiful than the sparkling sun on white-tipped waves. Her hair was shining gold, as if minted from the rarest lode in the earth. Her eyes were a deep and steady blue, like the sky on a clear summer's day. Her name was Anwen, and she was a princess. Her father, the king, was dead. He had been killed in an avalanche while seeking to rescue some of his subjects who had been stranded on a mountain pass. She had never known her mother. The queen had died giving birth to Anwen. A regent had been appointed to rule until Anwen was of age. He was a clever man, well trained in wiles and trickery, and as Anwen began to reach the age of queenship, the regent began to lay his evil plans. Princess Anwen became increasingly isolated. Soon she had only her music, her Biff-Biff, and her handmaiden to keep her company. In April of that year, the princess who had come of age in August, the regent, Vantu, sent out a proclamation. "All people henceforth become the same," he proclaimed. "Those who are not the same will be cast out." It became a revolution. No more royalty, the people chanted in the streets. No more nobility. No rich, no poor. Same, same, same. Everyone lined up at the barber shop to get the same haircut, just like the regents. Everyone put in orders to the tailors to get the same kind of clothes, just like the regents. Vantu set his sinister plan into effect by issuing the proclamation. The people thronged to the streets, shouting out the glories of sameness. Soon everyone looked the same as everyone else. Vantu looked like the people, and the people looked like him. His sinister plan was working. "This is the most marvelous movement of all ages," the newspaper proclaimed. "The doctrine of sameness is truly inspired, created by genius. It's the liberating force of the masses. It brings down the rich and elevates the poor, bringing an equality that has eluded the human race from the beginning." Vantu smiled. Continue his plotting. The people cheered in the inns and lodging houses. They marched and chanted before the shops. But beautiful Anwen did not smile. She didn't cheer. She said, "I like being different. I like being myself." Only her closest handmaiden would listen. Vantu's philosophy, as noted in his proclamation, had prevailed much of modern-day thinking. Vantu came with guards, took away all of her fine clothes, leaving her only gray, drab ones in exchange. He brought in a barber, who shaved her head. Her long, blonde tresses fell lifeless to the floor. "It's wonderful to be the same, isn't it?" the barber exclaimed. In the night, Anwen wrapped a heavy scarf around her, put her drab clothes on, and with her handmaiden fled the palace. Vantu didn't pursue. Anwen had done only what he had most wanted. Anwen and her handmaiden went on their long, arduous journey around the world. It was many days before they were out of the kingdom, away from the threat of the same. Finally they arrived in the quiet little village of Still, nestled peacefully in the mountains. They had no money, no friends. The princess was no longer beautiful. She wore the heavy scarf over her head to cover her baldness, and her face was etched with lines of care. After Anwen's hair was cut, a secret admirer had gathered her precious hair and kept it hidden for many years. It's now on display at the Copenhagen Royal Museum. When Santa met Princess Anwen, she was serving tables at a wayside inn. The handmaiden was able to find work doing laundry, but her income was insufficient to support the both of them. The princess went to work at the inn, serving the travelers, changing beds once a week. She'd been there almost a year when a young man with a kindly face and red cheeks came out of the snow one evening, took off his red cap, laid it on the counter, took a look at Anwen and smiled. Her hair had grown back. Her cares had only made her more beautiful. "What's a nice girl like you doing in a place like this?" he asked. Well, Santa was enchanted by Anwen's deep blue eyes. She was intrigued by his fresh, thick beard. And when Santa left on his dog sled a week later, his new wife Anwen and her ever-faithful handmaiden went with him. After the wedding, Santa put Princess Anwen on his dog sled and took her north with him.